Hello everyone, Elite For Yo here. Today I want to do a little look at the Paldea Evolved pull rates because I mentioned in that video I did yesterday that the collection of cards in Paldea Evolved is really nice. I love this set. I think there is definite value in it. Maybe it's a little bit of a sleeper set since it's kind of the sophomore set of the Scarlet and Violet era. So here I'm taking a look at TCG Player just to kind of go over what some of the pull rates are, and they actually don't look too bad, especially compared to something like Sword and Shield in particular. But we take a look here at the double rare pull rates, 1 in 7, so nothing too exciting there. I did get that Pikachu card yesterday. And, pretty standard, typical what you get there. Don't really care about that as much. Looking at the ultra rares, have a nice little collection of ultra rares to kind of skim through. We got about a 1 in 15 pull rate on those, and I did open 15 packs yesterday. And I don't think I pulled one, which is, I guess that's against the norm, maybe, as you have, that says they're a little less than 7% chance of pulling them in any one pack. So we'll kind of move on here and focus more on what I want to take a look at on that illustrious illustration rares, because that's kind of where you're getting the real bulk of your value in this set. The illustration rares and the special illustration rares, which I guess is pretty typical, but in any case, you're getting about a 7.70% chance of getting any of the illustration rares, and in that video yesterday, I did get one of them. Not a very exciting one, unfortunately, certainly not one of the better ones, but I did get one, and unfortunately not the one that I wanted. But as you can see here, those odds are pretty good for getting an illustration rare in about 7% of your packs, or 1 in 13, and I did, so I hit that number. And, obviously the actual market value for what they are going for is going to vary by card, but I love that Tyranitar card right there. Certainly the Magikarp card is the one that everyone wants for obvious reasons, because it's so awesome, right? But the rate on there isn't bad, except for when you get to the specific illustration rare, and you take a look at your rate on getting the one you actually want, sitting at 0.20%, or 1 in 468 packs. So now you're looking at a number that really hurts the wallet if you're not just going to buy it outright. And probably a better way of going about it if you really want this awesome Magikarp card right there. But moving on here, we take a look at this special illustration rares. 1 in 32 packs. Some of these are pretty cool. That's about a 3% chance of getting one in any of the packs. That's where you're getting those nice Iono cards. The higher value one being pictured right there at about $73 for the market price. And getting any specific one, that's basically the same number as what you saw there for the illustration rares. And the reason for that difference is obviously because there are less than them. Yeah, there's about half as many. That's why the number is the same, even though the rarity is a little different. And then we get the hyper rares, which I guess people don't really care about as much unless you really want that super rod sitting right there. About $26, and you're getting those in 1 in 57 packs, which is a little less than 2% chance of pulling any of them. Not that I've pulled them myself, but that's what you're looking at. So anyway, those are the pull rates there for Paldea Evolved. It's been out for a while, so this video is probably running a little late on it, but really what I want to do is take a look here at the market value of the cards and why this is a very good set and holds its value quite well. It certainly is. So taking a look at the price points for the highest cards in Paldea Evolved, and this is again off of TCG Player. Obviously other prices will vary depending on what market you're looking at, but taking a look here, you have the Magikarp sitting at that nice $80 for the market price. Iono at $73, the other Iono at $27, Super Rod $26. Those are all good prices, I think. And then you get to some of the desirable illustration rares. You have the one Tianpao right there, sitting at about $21. I really like this Raichu card. I think this one is probably like a sleeper hit. And even more than that. I love this Tyranitar. I'm kind of surprised this T-Tar is sitting at about 1750 and isn't higher. But as you keep going, I mean, the good values just kind of continue to go here. Taking a look at Chiyu, Tinkaton, and the value kind of continues on from there. Boss's orders, etc. So I'll go to the next page just to get an additional glimpse of what the values are. I actually have this card right here, the Skeledirge, in a PSA 10, but I guess in the raw it's sitting at about $12. Not a lot there, unfortunately, but a lot of cards that are at least $10 and up. And if you look at the pull rates again, if we're just looking specifically at the illustration rares, since that percent isn't that far off from the special illustration, 7.70% chance in any pack compared to the 3.17% for the special illustration rares, you know, that's not like the worst percentage ever if they're each of them more or less are going for about $10 and up. Now, of course, the one I pulled is not the one I got yesterday, but for the most part, most of them are probably over $10, maybe hovering around this $7 mark you see right here. This Meryl in particular is very cute. I don't have it. But yeah, a lot of decent value in this. You know, you get your nice expensive chase card in the Magikarp and the Iono card. But even going to the third page on here, a bunch of the illustration rares continue to hold their value around the $5 range. And this is particularly sad. Anytime I see a hyper rare card, you know, with that low pull chance sitting at $5, that really sucks. And continuing on here, and just to see where the hyper rares kind of just completely plummet in price, or whatever the reason is. But in any event, I did want to just kind of quickly look at that. And taking a look at it all put together here on TCG Player, you kind of see what your pull rates are for the big heavy hitter cards. And man, that Magikarp is incredibly hard to pull. I envy anyone who pulls it. But what's nice is, yeah, the pull rate is hard on it, and it would certainly cost a pretty penny to invest in trying to actually get it. But the reality is, you know, if you can buy it raw right now for $80, because that's what it's going for on the market, I think that's pretty good value. I mean, I don't see any reason that wouldn't necessarily continue to climb. If I click it on here on TCG Player and we take a look at the growth, I know the growth here is maybe a little suspect. I mean, if you look at it over the last 6-month period on here, you see how it kind of goes up and down, a little roller coaster, and then it's significantly climbed over the last 3 months. If I go to the 3-month one on here, climbing from that range, climbing almost $10 in about 3 months. Hopefully that continues to go. And we took a look at it over the last year, and you can see some nice growth there as well after it had initially plummeted. But overall, I think the growth on this card is good. Definitely a gorgeous looking card, as you can see. I mentioned this in the video yesterday, but really what appeals me to it isn't even the Magikarp, and nor is it the awesome art style, but really looking at the awesome Gyarados looking overhead right here. So that is my overview video on this awesome set, Paldea Evolved. Have you pulled anything of value or anything cool in it? Let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. Take care.